Morning. Today I'm outside with the DJI NEO and I'm going to fly it in 3 different ways. The first way we're going to use palm and voice gestures, and then the second way is I'm going to link it to my phone using Wi-Fi and fly the drone with the app on the phone. And the third method of flying this drone is with a controller, or connecting the phone to a controller, which I've got here, the RC3 controller, and that sits in the top of the controller of my phone, and my phone then connects using a cable to use DJI Fly app, and the Fly app works with the controller exactly the same way as something like the Mini 4 Pro, and the DJI NEO has 75–80% of the features on the software. So those are the 3 methods of flying. The first method, the palm or the voice control, is actually linked to the phone. So the Wi-Fi app that you use on your phone can control the distance that the drone goes away from you, and you can actually change these settings within the phone, which we will do once we start to fly. So let's go and fly this now. To switch on the DJI NEO, you use the normal short and long press of the power button at the bottom of the drone. The NEO then goes through its normal starting or setup procedure, and you'll see the lights flashing. On the front of the drone behind the camera are 6 small icons and a button. These icons are the different Smartsnaps or Quickshots that you can scroll through pressing the button on the front of the drone. These can also be called automated flight modes. Let's press the button a few times and scroll through the various flight modes. Just look out for the lights as they come on.
Follow. Dronie. Circle. Rocket. Spotlight. Direction Track.
When you're flying the NEO, the drone needs to be facing towards you, the camera needs to be facing you, so the AI technology can pick you up and then start the different modes that you've selected.
Follow. Dronie. Circle. Rocket. Spotlight. Direction Track.
I've powered the drone on, as you can see. I'm now going to go through to the DJI Fly app and connect the drone as well. So the drone's now connecting, as you can see. I'll confirm join to the network. And the NEO is now connecting. So it's now connected. Voice control section. I'll just press the button on the top right on the voice control. Have a look at the settings, check the settings. And so I can use follow, circle, spotlight, Dronie, rocket, the things that we've paged through before. And then if I wanted to get it to fly closer to me or further away from me, then I can do that by using the following. And then the safety settings are land, brake and stop. So let's go to the recordings and I'll try a follow first. Put the phone away. You have to have the phone app running in order to do the voice controls. You can't do it without the phone app running. The app has to be running on it all the time. Hey fly, follow.
Follow. 3, 2, 1.
So you see the drone's now following me. If I turn around over here, come back towards me, it'll come round behind me. And that's what follow mode is. But you have to have your phone out to use the voice control. Hold my hand out now, just land the drone. Let's try another one. Hey fly.
Here.
Circle. Circle.
Circle. 3, 2, 1.
Goes back. Now it'll go around me in a circle. Need to make sure that you're far enough away from things like the plants over there so that it doesn't catch me. It'll come back in towards me now. On my hand out.
Landing.
It'll knock up a bit and then lands now. That's great. So those are the follow and circle using the voice commands. Let's have a look at hey fly 4 meter Dronie.
Dronie.
3, 2, 1.
As we said earlier, it records on the way out and it records on the way back. Let's try the rocket next. Hey,
Here.
fly, rocket.
Rocket.
3, 2, 1.
The drone will fly away from me, then it'll come over the top of me. Camera will be turning down now, and now it'll go straight up for 4 meters. And it automatically records when you do the voice commands.
Landing.
It's quite straightforward. Spotlight.
Spotlight.
3, 2, 1.
So the drone is in spotlight now, and as I walk around, you can see it's now picking me up on the screen. When you're using these voice control settings, the following one here will only work when you've got the follow set up. So I'm going to now go, hey fly, follow.
Follow.
3, 2, 1.
Now it'll follow me. Higher, hey fly, higher.
No problem.
Hey fly, farther.
No problem.
Hey fly,
Here.
farther.
Okay.
That doesn't seem to work. Hey fly,
Here.
closer.
No problem.
Hey fly,
Go ahead.
lower.
No problem.
So higher and lower seem to work, but let's try fly farther. Hey fly,
Waiting for
farther.
the command. Got it.
No, that doesn't work. Hey fly,
Here.
closer.
No problem.
So it's not confirming that closer. So let's try higher and lower again. Hey fly, higher. Hey fly,
Waiting for your
higher.
command. Okay.
So higher works. Hey fly,
Here.
lower.
Okay.
Hey fly,
Go ahead.
further.
No problem.
Let's try farther. Hey fly, farther.
Okay.
No, it didn't work. Hey fly,
Here.
closer.
No problem.
These commands of the following are only work when you're in the following mode, but in the recording mode you can use, as we've said, close follow. So let's land the drone and I'll use close follow to see if that works. Hey fly,
Here.
close follow. Hey fly,
Here.
close follow. No, that doesn't work. Let's try follow.
Follow.
3, 2, 1.
So some of these commands actually don't work, and that's why I find it a waste of time really for me personally to use the voice controls, because it's so much easier to just go onto the front of the drone and use the different controls that you can see in front of you and just scroll through them as we have done before. As I said earlier, the drone needs to be facing towards you with the camera facing you for the AI technology to pick you up, and you need to scroll around the different modes that you want to select.
Follow. Dronie. Circle. Rocket. Spotlight. Direction track.
And then if I come out of this and I look at the fly out when we're going to use it on the using these button on the front, which is the easiest way to do it. If I go into follow now and I look at the settings, I can go into follow and see that I can go close, medium or far. I can go lower, flat or higher. So let's take follow and we'll go lower. We'll go for the settings on the lower. I haven't tried that one yet. Come out of the follow and then we'll just press the front of the
Dronie. Circle. Rocket. Spotlight. Direction track. Follow. Medium. Follow. 3, 2, 1.
follow what we're in now. We're in medium and we're low, so the drone's gone a lot lower. Okay, if I now go back here, it's following me. If I want to change this, you can't change in flight, it won't let you do that. Okay, so you have to select this before it happens. I'm now going to put my hand underneath it. If we now go to high, now it's back there. If I go onto the, hold the button down and go follow,
Medium. Follow. 3,
you'll see this will go high now.
1.
So it'll follow me a little bit higher. You can't change it, won't let you change it as you're going forward. And when it's up high, it actually won't land. It's a strange thing. So let's put my hand out here now and see if it'll come back to me. Now there's a problem with it. You see, I can't get that to land now unless I put my hand right up there. These are the little quirks that you have to work out as you're trying and playing with this. Okay, so that's follow on different settings. You've got the Dronie for different settings, 4 meters, 6 meters, 10 meters. You've got a flat one or a rising one. Let's try a flat one at 4 meters. This should come straight back towards the camera because I'm now about 7 meters away.
Dronie.
Hold that down.
4 meters. Dronie. 3, 2, 1.
And this is a flat one. It's staying at the same height and just going back at the same height rather than a rising Dronie. And again, it records on the way out and it records on the way back. You will get it to pop up occasionally when you put your hand out. That's sort of normal. Don't worry about that. So these are the other ones: circle, 2 meter, 4 meter circle, I've then got spotlight, which it can be in photo or in video on spotlight. And the custom here, I can actually have 3 different ones. I've got it set at directional track. Boomerang, Helix will work, but directional track is tracking you from whichever direction you want it to track you, from where it starts. If I start directional track out in front of me now, we'll put it at flat and we'll leave it on directional track for the custom settings. Come out of that. Now, and if I press now, I'll go page through to hold it down for a couple of seconds.
Direction track.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
So now that'll follow me, and it's in front of me. If I now go forward again, it goes back. I hold my hand out and land it a second. See, if you, I'll wait now for a second, walk towards it with my hand out. So with directional track, to get it to move, you hold your hand out for a while, then comes back towards you, the AI technology picks you up. It might pop up a little bit on you, hold your hand there and it'll stop. So that's directional track. Okay, let's have a look at the camera settings. Within there you've got resolution 4K or 1080p, you've got 30 frames a second, color profile is always normal. You can encode to H.265, I would leave it on rather than 264. You can only do JPEG. 4.3 ratio is much better than 16.9. And then you've got 12 megapixels, and you can reformat the storage there. You see I've got 15.3 gigabytes left. So those are the camera settings. If you look at the more settings, you've got calibrating the compass, which you shouldn't have to do. I've seen I've charged this battery once. You can change your settings. This is where you can see the voice settings as well, and you can calibrate the gimbal. And then finally, about your drone, you can name your drone and you can look up what settings you're on there and the firmware that you're running. So there's not a lot to the app at all, as you can see. If I want to set up something besides directional track, and let's have a look at directional track. Go into custom. If I want to change the custom track, I can go into, let's have a look at Helix, and we'll do a 4-meter Helix now. If I now page round again,
Dronie, circle, rocket, spotlight.
You see it's changed to, it's gone to Helix. So I'll move from directional track to Helix, and let's look where we are, 4-meter Helix. I'll come back over here, give myself a bit of room, and we'll press Helix.
4 meters, Helix, 3, 2, 1.
The problem with these automated flight modes, what happens now is the Helix will go ahead. Now I've got no way of aborting that Helix. But if I'm the centre and I move, the Helix will move with me. So you can see that's gone up quite close to the trees. It's coming back down. It could hit the building now. Don't hit the building, please. That's it. Come back round, Helix. And now it's come back around. So when you're flying with these, you need a little bit more room, but there is no way of aborting the flight or pausing the flight. You don't have a pause button on this. And that's one of the problems with automated flight modes.
On the app, you can have manual control using virtual sticks. I've just expanded the virtual stick so you see what I'm doing. So I'm pulling the right stick down slightly, which pulls the drone across, pushing the right stick forward, which brings the drone towards me, pulling the right stick down to take the drone away from me. I'm walking towards it now. And then I'm going to take the right stick to the right, so the drone. Have a look at the left stick and pull the left stick to the right, so the drone yaws to the right, and then to the left, and it yaws back to the left. Now using the up and down arrow to move the camera angle up and down. Now using the virtual left stick to the right and then to the left. And you can see it's quite jerky and robotic when you use these virtual sticks. They aren't easy to control the drone in a smooth manner. I'm now going to pull the left stick to the left again, and then back to the right. So it's yawing to the left and then to the right. I'm now going to pull the right stick down so the drone goes away from me. I'm now going to push the left stick up so the drone rises. To summarise, we've flown the drone under manual control in the app using the virtual sticks. And you can get these virtual sticks to pop up from the bottom to get into manual mode.
Pull those up as well. You can see if I want the sticks up, I can have them up at the bottom, which is something they've just added with the latest firmware. We're now going to fly the drone with the connected to the controller. And when you first connect it to the controller, you do have to clear your phone again from the DJI Fly app. If you've got the DJI Fly app flying as we've just been doing, and then you try again, it won't normally connect. So just clear it down and then go back in and you'll get this screen up. And then we've then got the DJI NEO connecting. It should connect just automatically now. Searching for aircraft. The aircraft's ready. Suitable environments to fly, get rid of that. Skip that completely. Don't want to see it again. Confirm. Okay, so we've now got the drone over there. You can start the drone by pulling the sticks down and in, or you can press the button on the left, which I'll do, and the drone will take off to 1.2 meters. It's normally 0.6 of a meter on the other app. So let's press takeoff.
Takeoff. Home point updated.
Okay, so now I can fly this completely with the sticks. I'm just using the controller, as you can see now. I've got complete control over the drone with the app, as you can see here. And this is much better. You've also got return to home with this and everything about it. And if I now just scroll through the actual app, on the left hand side here, if I click on that, you'll see that there's on the bottom left, I can see where I am. There's another button on the top which I can press, which says locks it into a position. If I now go down to the bottom, I've actually got the controller there, and it shows the home point, which was over there. It shows where the drone is, which is the blue arrow. So if I fly forward, you see that blue arrow moving, and then you see the blue circle is me, and I'm in the middle, and that gives me control over the drone. Now looking at the top right, I've got 26 satellites now. I've got 78% on the battery, and that battery's got 5 minutes 49 seconds left, and there's 77% left on the battery. So this is where the battery is low level. If I now press the 3 buttons on the top right there, I've got safety, maximum altitude is 45 meters on this. I've got maximum distance, no limit. I'm going to reduce that right down. So I don't want this drone to be any more than about, say, a maximum of 90 meters away from me. I won't be able to see it at that. Visual line of sight's about 60 meters on this actual drone. And also return to home height, I've got it set at 30 meters. It has no collision avoidance on here, so 30 meters is a sensible level above the trees. That's good. That's the safety button. If I press the control, I can use different units. I can subject scanning, I can switch on, which I will do. Now if I put subject scanning on now, and I go over here, turn the drone towards me and strain down, you'll see it's now targeted me, and that's part of the subject scanning. If I draw a box around me now, which I can do, now that drone has now got me and I'm in spotlight. So that's the first way, exactly like you do on the DJI Fly app. It'll pick me up and it'll move me around. So I'm now in spotlight. But when I'm in spotlight on here, I can move the drone backwards using the right stick. I can use it up using the left stick. I've got and pull it down using the left stick. I've got total control. I'm not limited to the pre-set Dronies and spotlights. When you looked at the spotlight on when you put your finger on the top and you just put it autonomously, you can't move it around. The spotlight stays still, the drone stays in one position. But with Spotlight now, if I want to bring that drone towards me, I can do that. I can move it upwards, downwards. I've got full control using this. And to cancel the Spotlight, I can just use the pause button here and kill it, and I'm out of it. But that's the subject scanning. Let's press again. We'll turn this around and have a look at next section. So there's subject scanning. I can tune the sticks as well. There's got a cine mode, which is the slow speed mode, so I can slow that right down to various speeds, say 1 meter a second if I want to bring it all the way down to that. That's the minute. So now when I switch into C mode, the maximum speed I can fly this is 1 meter a second. It's perfect. So those are the changes. You can change those for the sensitivity, for normal, for cine, and for sport, which is all based on the switch on the front of the controller. So in the safety mode, you can see I've got all of these other different things, like update the home point. The home point can be exactly where it is. It can be either controller or the aircraft. Cancel that. I've got it actually as the aircraft where it's taken off. We can change various settings on here, return to home point, the route, and we can look at battery info, which tells us the actual battery, number of charges that we've got. That's an easy way to see how many charges the battery's had if you ever buy a second-hand one. And then the advanced safety settings, how to return to home, the descend. If you lose signal, you've got 3 choices: return to home, descend, or hover in one position. I will always have it as a return to home on the emergency sensors. So that's the safety section. If we go to the control, we've got subject scanning. I'll switch that actually off because it picks up things like the shed and other stuff like that. If I press it again now, we can calibrate the gimbal, we can phone the charger, wouldn't bother doing that. And then the button customization, which is this function button on the front here, you can recenter the gimbal, you can cruise control, which is what I really like. I mean, this is a very advanced feature, and it's actually on this. But the cruise control is amazing. I mean, if I press it on cruise control, so the button customization, a single button, I've got now cruise control. Now if I bring the drone back towards me, I'll pull it into normal mode because it's going slowly. I'll bring it back towards me. Okay, so the drone's in shot now. I'm now going to push the right stick gently forward, so I'm getting a bit of a smooth pace on. I'm now going to hit function 1, and that drone carries on at the same speed as I set it. You've got to have some momentum first, and this is on the Mavic. And if I click the pause button now, it stops. Let's do that again. So we've got cruise control, click it out to get rid of it, and then that's okay. And then we'll bring it back and we'll have another go. Cruise control, if I now come back here, I'm going to push the right stick forward gently. Push the right stick forward gently, a little pace, hit the function button, and it carries on going forward. So now you start to see and then if I press the pause button twice, it'll kill it. It does stop it for a while though, so you have to press the pause again. Okay. Moving on, we've customised the buttons. There's a flight tutorial on there. The camera settings are here, which are similar settings to what we saw before. You can put a histogram on here, you can put a grid lines, you can put an overexposure warning if you wish. I don't particularly like the overexposure warning. It's got grid lines on the top right, as you can see there. If I come back out of that and get rid of the overexposure warnings. White balance, you can set it to manual or auto. The style's an interesting one. This is over sharp. You'll see the actual picture here is pretty over sharp of me. And if I reduce the sharpness down to -2 and I take the noise reduction down to -1, the actual picture is better. So there's, you can see me with the sharpness, and then we push the sharpness back up, and it's a different feeling towards it. I would always, on the controller, drop the sharpness down to -2. There you go. And then looking at the other various things, you've got the folder names, file names, cache while recording. These are also things you can change. And the transmission, it's dual band, 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. I would leave it on both. There's no point in changing it. I don't know what that's about live stream platforms. I haven't got a clue what that means. But you can see I've never bothered ever touching that. And you can change the name. You can check for updates on the bottom there. And then we've got a few more things to look at on the app. Down at the bottom right, if I press this here, you can go 4K or you can go 1080p, 30 frames a second. If I went to 1080p, I've got alternative of 50 frames a second or 60 frames a second for slow motion. But I'm going to come back to, click on that, go back to 4K and go to 30 frames a second. If I click on the EV here, I can change that and adjust it, plus, minus. I take it down to -3, darkens the picture a little bit, +3 pushes it up a little bit. You can buy ND filters for this now, they've just come out, you can get them on Amazon, and I've got them on order, they should be with me soon. I'll do some tests on those later. And then you've got your storage, looking at where you are about the storage. On the right as well, you've got auto or manual. So if I go to manual setting, which is, it comes up with the Pro, I can now change things. I can change things like the ISO, I can change the shutter speed, I can drop the shutter speed down. So take it off auto, I could drop the shutter speed down to 1/50th or something around there. You see how much brighter the image gets now? Drop it back and down. So auto, if I go ISO 100, 1/60th shutter speed, change the, and so you can start to see. And then if I come back over here, I press this back to auto, press that back to auto, it adjusts itself on the Pro sections. So I've now got auto and Pro. If I go into white balance, I can change the white balance there. I can change the 4K or 1080p. There's various things you can do with the Pro settings. So if I press that on again, it gives it, and coming back on. Wherever I press on here, on the Pro, I've got different settings. I can use these two buttons at the bottom that you can see. I can click back and there, and that's those. You can change the settings on the camera, and on the bottom right here, then I've got the action button where I can look at what photos or images or videos I've already taken. You see there's videos of me chatting to the drone earlier, and then final top right, go video, I can go photo, or I can go into Quickshots. And if I go into Quickshots there, that's how I access things like the rocket, the circle, the Dronie and the Helix and the boomerang that we were doing with the automated flight modes earlier. And if I do that, it says tap or draw a box around your subject, which is what I was doing earlier with myself. And that's the circle that we were looking at earlier. So let's go and do a circle with this one. And again, I've got to look at the distance around. If I pull this towards me now, all of these are on the flight modes now. So if I go into circle, draw a pat around me and the subject. So there's a box, me, I'm targeted. There's a box, draw a box around me. Yeah, obstacle avoidance. I've now got it. It'll say which way it's going to go. I'm going to press start.
3,
and it'll
2,
start at the distance
1.
away from me. So the circle diameter is based on where I start the drone from. It's not a predefined circle width like on the automated flight modes of 4 meters or 2 meters. And I'm the center of the circle. If I move up here towards the camera, you see that the drone is going round me and it carries on going round me. But it's stopped now. So if I now back off, tap and do so you have to be careful with this. On the automated flight modes on the other way, it should carry on and circle me. If I now come back towards it, draw a box around me, it's now got the circle, I press start.
3,
you have
2,
no potential
1.
to use the sticks. So without going around me, okay? In Quickshot mode, it won't let you use the sticks. The sticks abort the actual movements. Now let's go, if I go over here now, you see the circle carry on round me. If I'm over here, it's still going round me, and it stops. So you can't move around in this Quickshot mode with this particular AI technology. It doesn't have the sophistication of the other drones. If I press start
3,
again now,
2,
3, 2, 1,
1.
the circle should just carry on round me. And I'll wait, and I won't move this time. I'll stay completely still. If I stay completely still now, it just should carry on round me. And let's see if it carries on, keeps carrying on round me, or if it stops after one circle. So it's done one circle. Yeah, okay. So it's not going to carry on round like the Mini 4 or the Mini 3. It just stops. That's the autonomous mode. So we'll press the pause button, get rid of that. Come back out of that, and then we've got rocket, we've got Dronie. Let's have a look at the rocket, see how far that goes up. So tap a box around me. Altitude. Okay, so you see, you've got the altitude there. So there is an alternative. I've got 4 meters there. So let's press start for that. See what happens. So
3,
it should come towards me.
2, 1.
52% left on the battery. It's now going above me. You get these notices. This time we'll try the Dronie and have a look at the distances that we can do on the Dronie. So let's go Dronie. Tap a box around me. Okay, so the distance I've got there, so I can do 4 meters this time. We can change the distance. We press start, and we should
3,
get a Dronie for 4 meters
2,
now.
1.
Great. So that's the DJI NEO using the controller, the RC3 controller, and the DJI Fly software. It works really, really well. There are a number of quirky little things you just have to get used to, especially on the Quickshots, but a great package.